Good morning, everyone. This is an introductory video, or let me say a series of videos that I am going to talk in them about the charge d'affaires of the Embassy of UAE, whose name is Amer Alalawi. I'm actually going to address my sister's issue with this man particularly, and with the embassy as whole. And there is no way I can talk about the man without adding the embassy into the issue. But before going into the details, or let me say before I start talking about that, I want you to understand that this is going to be a series of videos because the issue at hand is long. I'll first introduce the story or the basis of the issue. I will introduce it, and then I will also go on to talk about this man in particular. Okay, I'm going to talk about this man in particular. I'm going to expose certain things about him. And also, I'm going to talk about my encounter with the embassy of UAE. And I will also talk about the mentality of Arabs towards the black people. Okay, and secondly, I appeal to everyone who would like to help me to download these videos and share them on the different platforms, including all of the platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the possible social media. I want it to go as far as possible. And again, I'm going to try to give a brief on this, on my sister's issue with the Embassy of UAE, and particularly with this man at my back, Amer Alalawi. On the 23rd of November 2022, I was somewhere, I think at Abu Sokai, trying to repair my car, and I just started receiving messages from my sister. I wasn't understanding what was going on, so I had to rush to the embassy. And luckily, I was accompanied by a dear friend who is a security personnel. So at least I have a witness to the issue. We reached there. I went to the security checkpoint, requesting from them to tell my sister that I'm in, because I've usually been picking her from the embassy, and that time it was after 4. They close at 4, but they weren't telling me anything. I tried calling my sister. She wasn't picking. I was just standing there with my friend, not knowing what was happening. I was there with my friend until somewhere 7:13, when I saw her coming out of the embassy. She was just exhausted, tormented. She was in a very bad psychological state. I tried to talk to her, but she couldn't talk. So we came home. She took some hot drink. She took her bath. She relaxed. Then I came to know what was the issue. And before she came out of the embassy, I saw a 4x4 car which belongs to the embassy. I think that is their Prado car. The Prado car. I saw the bodyguard of the chargé d'affaires inside it, together with another person that I don't know, but his face looked like a security personnel. Then a number of security men were coming out before my sister came out of the embassy. So I was lost, actually. When we came home, after she relaxed, I asked her what was all about. And she narrated to me. Around 3 p.m., the bodyguard just busted into her office at the embassy, and followed by a number of external security personnel, telling her that he has orders from the chargé d'affaires to throw her outside the embassy. My sister just gathered her things and moved towards the security checkpoint in order to check out of the embassy. When she got there, she heard through the bodyguard's phone which was on loudspeakers. 2 voices that she identified them as Amer Alalawi and a lady, a suspicious lady who is called Safa al-Mansuri. Ordering or giving orders to the bodyguard that not to allow her to leave the embassy, not allow her to leave the embassy, and that she should be searched thoroughly. And again, they should retrieve a pen drive. That pen drive, she uses it to operate the computer that is assigned to her. Under no circumstance should hand over the pen drive to anybody without a written clearance, because anything that will happen, anything that will be done on the computer, through the computer, she'll be held responsible unless she has a written clearance of handing over the pen drive. So these people, over 10 people, including the bodyguard and several external personnel, several security external security personnel surrounded her, tormented her, humiliated her, and nearly assaulted her. As a woman, even if you are a security man, you are not supposed to touch the body of a woman. And she was smart, so she quickly called a lawyer from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who is a friend, and put him on a loudspeaker. He threatened to deploy police should she be assaulted by any of them. That is what deterred them. She was telling me as she was as she was detained inside the embassy, all what she was having in her mind is the experience of the late journalist Jamal Khashoggi. We all know his story and how he was assassinated inside the embassy, inside his country's embassy. So she was scared. She was really troubled. So these 2 people, Amer Alalawi and Safa al-Mansuri, ordered the bodyguard to detain her in the embassy. So, for 4 hours, she was unlawfully detained inside the premises of the embassy with all kinds of humiliation, tormentation, and what have you. She prepared a document writing down both in Arabic and in English the circumstances that led to that incident and handing over the pen drive to the security personnel. She asked them to sign. They refused to sign. They rather brought her a document. They prepared it anyhow that she's handing over the thing. All what they wanted. They didn't want anybody to know the circumstances that led to what happened. And more importantly, this Amer Alalawi is covering Safa al-Mansuri. She's not a diplomat. She's not a diplomat. She usually comes to Ghana with a business visa. So they refused to sign her document. She signed their whatever document they prepared, saying that she has stated that they are taking the pen drive from her, and then they released her after 7 p.m. And all this happened after a series of accusations, humiliation, insults, violations of rights as a human, as an employee by the Chargé d'Affaires, Amer Alalawi, and Safa al-Mansuri. So this was an end product of a series of violations of her rights. Now, when this happened, she petitioned the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the minister herself, and the Parliamentary Select Committee on Foreign Affairs. Some may ask, why has it taken me too long to talk about that? I remember when I started posting about the issue some months ago, someone asked me this question. Here's the answer. She petitioned the ministry and the Parliamentary Select Committee, and we gave them a long time thinking they will act. We tried following on it, but to no avail. I don't want to accuse any of them of anything. But we all know what happens really in such conditions. So I waited for about 7 months before I bring this issue to social media. Then, when I started posting about this issue, the bodyguard of the embassy, he was the only foolish person among the staff who tried to insult me and talk for the embassy and talk on behalf of Amer Alalawi, claiming that I am blackmailing the embassy. This is never true. I am just an individual, okay, and a voice for the vulnerable. I fight for myself, for my loved ones, and for anyone who wants me to voice out his issue. I just need justice. I don't blackmail anybody. I don't attack anybody. I am just looking for justice. So, after this series of posting, this man, someone who calls himself a lawyer for the embassy, I didn't even worry myself to keep his name off head. All of a sudden, he called my dad after failing to reach us. He called my dad, and my dad gave it to my sister. He asked my sister that she should talk to me to take off all the posts, and then they will sit and negotiate. You know, this is why I posted this statement. When you believe in your cause, never give a compromise. Okay? Stand firm. Fight hard. And victory will smile at you. Victory will be yours. You should never compromise your stand. Not a pin. When this man, the lawyer, asked for this, my sister, she has always been, she has been just the simple type. She said, let's just give him benefit of the doubt. Take off all those posts and let's see what will come out of it. She went and sat with him, but there was no negotiation, and they never offered anything. You get me? They never offered anything. Then, about a week or so after the meeting, he called again to my sister. He called again, okay? he talked to my sister. He told her that he started giving demands again, that I should write an apology letter for the posts I made. Secondly, she should hand over a certain card that is with her. Actually, that card, nobody knows even where it is. And for this apology letter, okay, one, I am not a politician and I don't do politics. I don't know even anything about politics. I am just an individual who fights for justice, who voices out unfairness and cry for justice. Apologize for what? I should apologize for being truthful. I should apologize for voicing out what this man has done to my sister. What should I apologize for? I instead apologize. I apologize to myself, to my sister, and to all truthful people for compromising, for giving a compromise to these people. Now, the moment you give single compromise, they will continue to demand extra and extra and extra compromise without giving you back anything. I don't know. In all issues like this, when I compromise a step, you also compromise a step. I compromise a step, you compromise a step until we meet at the middle, right? But you want me to compromise, and at the end I get nothing. And at the same time, I tie myself with a foolish apology letter. I tie myself, and that apology letter will go against my sister. My sister will lose her rights. This lawyer, he just tries to scare my sister and keeps threatening her with court, with whatever. Nobody fears court. Court is our home. This is not the first time we go to court. And when we go to court, a lot of secrets will be revealed. And I'll make sure it gets to the media. Yes. So, now this is where we are. And this is why I decided to come back to the social media. Amer Alalawi, do whatever you want. Do whatever you can. Okay? Nobody fears you. Nobody fears you. I am ready for you. Thank you for your listening, my dear friends, I thank you for this. And hopefully, or God willing, we will meet in the nearest time, because I have a lot to talk about. Today, I just try to give a brief introduction and a brief of what happened, what transpired between my sister and the embassy. There are a lot I have to talk about this man at my back. Thank you very much.